Hi guys, I'm just going to run through some tips and some information about painting your ice cream template here with the primary colours. Now, as we know, the primary colours are red, blue and yellow. They're known as the primary colours because these are the colours that all other colours start from. So you can't mix any two colours together to make red, blue or yellow. But what you're going to find out later is you can use all of these colours to mix others, like the secondary and tertiary colours. So what we're going to do to start off with, I'm just going to pop that out of the way, is we're going to make sure we have a clean brush and we've got our paint ready, okay? So when you wash your brush, guys, at any point in time, the best way to do it is to make sure you're holding onto the water pot with one hand, preferably on the surface of the table. And I want you to push down and spin your brush around and around in there. Okay, push it down and make sure you've got no paint or glue or anything like that in there. And then we pull it out and we just brush it on the side. The reason we don't tap is because it creates splashes and mess. So the first colour I think you should start with on your template, and there's no particular way I want you to paint this. The only rules are I want you to try and stay in the lines, and I only want you to use the primary colours. And the first colour I think we should start with is yellow, and that's because that's the lightest colour. And once we wash our brush, it might get a little bit messy and the yellow might turn to another colour because it's a really light colour and it likes to take on the colours of other colours is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so you'll see what I'm doing here is I'm painting every second section of this ice cream yellow. Now what I'm doing is I'm not picking up too much paint because we don't want our work to end up soggy. And what I'm doing is I'm using smooth brush strokes, okay, to try and stay within the lines. So I've painted that yellow. I want a few more yellow spots, I reckon. I think what I might do is paint the bottom of this ice cream yellow too. So when you get to the edge, just be careful not to go outside the lines as much as you can. Use the tip of your brush if you need to get in too close up to those lines. And just take your time. Okay, remember what I said before about not using too much paint because we don't want it to become wet and soggy. All right, I'm just about done here. So what I want to do is wash my brush. Remember, holding on with one hand, stirring around, pressing down at the bottom until my brush is nice and clean. And then I wipe. If there's still too much water in there, what you can do is just squeeze it over the top of your water pot, okay, which is what I'm doing off screen now. Next, I'm going to choose blue, okay. I might do the top of this one blue. Remembering, nice, smooth brush strokes. Sorry, I'm going off camera. You might need to hold your paper still with your other hand. Okay. Now, we don't want these colours to mix here because otherwise we'll accidentally make a secondary colour. Does anyone know what blue and yellow make? It's all right if you don't know. I'm going to teach you that. Okay. Got blue here. There we go. I've gone out the lines a little bit. Don't worry too much because we are going to cut them out later. And I might do this one blue, hey? Might do the outsides of this one blue. Like this. So I'm pushing down on my brush to get a nice, clean, smooth brush stroke. I don't push too hard because I don't want to ruin the brush. Okay, but that definitely helps with making a nice straight smooth line when you do press down. Okay, there we go. And the last colour I'm going to use is my red. So I'm going to wash my brush. Watch what colour the water turns. There's a little hint about what blue and yellow make. Make sure it's nice and clean. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Make sure there's no blue left. And my last colour is red. Now, nice, slow, smooth brush strokes using the tip of my brush in those corners when it gets a bit small, that area we're painting. Okay, if you need a smaller brush, you might need to do that as well. If you've got a really big clunky brush, it won't be any good for painting those fine details, will it? Nice, smooth brush strokes. Last one over here. Now you'll notice that I haven't painted the sticks of the ice creams, and that's because we'll colour those ones in, maybe with some pencil or crayon later when this is all dry. The other thing we'll do when this is all dry, excuse the banging in the background, the other thing we'll do when this is all dry is we're going to cut out our ice creams and we're going to stick them on a special background that we're going to create next time with another group of colours called the secondary colours. So there you go, guys. We've got 3 ice creams all painted with the primary colours. Nice and neat. I took my time. Remember, I used the tip of my brush when the space I was painting got small. Okay. And I pressed down on my brush to create those nice, smooth brush strokes. All right. Make sure you've got an art smock on. Make sure that when you wash your brush, you don't tap it. Okay. Good luck.